They say the worst betrayals don't come from enemies. They come from the people who kiss you goodnight. It was a regular Thursday afternoon. Quiet, sunny, boring. Alyssa, my wife, had gone out to grab coffee and meet her sister for lunch. I had the day off work and decided to finally tackle a few things around the house. You know, the stuff you always say you'll do but never get around to. At the top of that list, fix the damn curtain rod in our bedroom. It had been crooked for weeks, barely hanging onto the wall on one side. Every time we opened the window, it swayed like it was about to collapse. Alyssa had been on my case about it. It'll take you 10 minutes, babe. You always say you'll do it tomorrow. She was right. So I grabbed a stepladder, a screwdriver, and headed upstairs. I wasn't expecting to find anything. I just wanted to fix the rod, maybe earn some husband points. But when I reached up behind the curtain bracket to tighten the screw, my fingers grazed something wrong. Something cold, smooth, and square, pressed snug into the top corner of the wall. I froze. It wasn't a screw, or a nail, or anything that belonged there. I carefully pulled it out, a tiny matte black box. No markings, no lights, no cords. I turned it over. My breath caught in my throat. It was a hidden camera. My first instinct was denial. Maybe it was some kind of sensor? Maybe it came with the curtain rod? Maybe anything else. But deep down I knew. It had a micro lens in the center, an SD card slot on the side, and a tiny button underneath. This wasn't some smart home feature. Someone had planted this. I stood there, heart pounding, trying to make sense of it. I checked around, no signs of forced entry. No other devices. Just this one, tucked behind the curtain above our bed. Our bed. 1,000 thoughts rushed in. Was someone spying on us? A stalker? A psycho neighbor? Alyssa? No, I didn't go there, not yet. I took the camera into my office and plugged it into my laptop. My hands were trembling. The computer read the device instantly. There were 42 video files saved, labeled by date, each one several hours long. The earliest was from 6 weeks ago. I opened the first file. It was just us, lying in bed. Alyssa reading on her phone. Me already passed out. Just two people in love, living in their home, completely unaware. I fast-forwarded. Nothing interesting. A few hours of us sleeping, tossing and turning. The occasional snore. I opened another file. One from 2 nights later. Same thing. Harmless. Boring. Still, something felt wrong. The angle of the camera. The way it pointed only at the bed. Like it wasn't just meant to watch. It was meant to capture. I opened a clip from a week later. My heart dropped. I was gone in this one. I'd been out of town that weekend for a friend's wedding. Alyssa had stayed home. She said she had work to catch up on. That she didn't feel like traveling. And there she was, on the bed, alone. First, then a man walked into frame. Tall, dark hair, confident, like he'd been there before, like he belonged there. He leaned over and kissed her, and she kissed him back. No hesitation, no guilt, just a hunger. I watched in stunned silence as Alyssa undressed herself. Then him, then climbed on top of him in our bed. In the exact same sheets we had slept in the night before. They laughed. They kissed. They ked. And the whole time, the camera stayed still, positioned perfectly, recording every moment. But here's what made my blood run cold. At one point, she looked straight into the camera. Not a glance. Not by accident. She looked at it, smiled, and whispered something I couldn't hear. Then she got back to it like nothing had happened. That's when I realized the truth. This camera wasn't hidden by someone watching her. It was hidden by her. She set it up. She wanted it recorded. And I had just walked into her production. My hands went numb. I ripped the USB out of the laptop and sat in silence. 1,000 questions screamed in my mind. Who was that guy? How many times had this happened? Was this the only camera? Was she selling this online? Was I part of some sick game? The woman I shared a house, a bed, a future with, she was living a double life under my roof. And the worst part? She didn't even care if I found out. I didn't sleep that night. How could I? I sat at my desk for hours with the camera in one hand and a whiskey glass in the other, replaying that one moment over and over again. Alyssa, on top of him, looking directly into the lens, smiling, like it was all a joke. The woman I thought I knew, the woman I married, had recorded herself cheating on me in our bed. But it wasn't just that she cheated. It was how comfortable she was doing it. Like it wasn't the first time. So I opened more files. Not because I wanted to, because I had to. The next one was 3 days later. Again, I wasn't home. I'd left early for a business trip. She told me she was having a self-care weekend. Spa day. What? Netflix. But in the video there was another man. Not the same guy from before. Someone else. Younger. Clean-shaven. Nervous. He asked her if the camera was recording. Yeah, she said. Don't worry. He doesn't check anything. He's too busy being the perfect husband. She said it with a laugh. I felt my grip tighten on the mouse so hard I almost snapped it in half. They did it. Right there. Again. Our bed. Same sheets. Same goddamn candle I lit for her 2 nights earlier when I cooked dinner. And the worst part? She adjusted the camera mid-act to get a better angle. She wasn't just recording this for fun. She was producing it. By the time I got through 6 more videos, the pattern became clear. Every time I left town, business trip, weekend visit to my brother's, anything, there was a new guy. Different faces. Same bed. Same routine. She filmed all of it. But then, I found something even worse. There was a folder buried in the SD cards directory. Not labeled with dates like the others. It was titled, Clients, Private. I clicked it open. Inside were short clips, 2 to 5 minutes each. Highly edited. Clean transitions. Watermarks blurred. Each one had a name attached to it. First names only. Or nicknames. Data Interfill 94. Cryptoboss 1 and OV. Shoe Phil 69 and 4. Each clip was Alyssa. Performing. Alone. With a man. Sometimes talking to the camera. Sometimes doing things I'll never be able to erase from my mind. This wasn't just cheating. This was content. She was filming our bedroom as her own private studio. And I wasn't just her husband anymore. I was a prop. A background character. A living, breathing cover story. She kept the house clean, cooked dinners, played the loving wife role, while secretly running a high-end OnlyFans account under a fake name I didn't recognize at first. I searched it. Found it. It was locked behind a paywall. $49.99 per month. Thousands of followers. Private content tier. DM pay-per-view access. Live stream events. She was living 2 lives. One as my wife. The other as a performer. And I had no idea. Until now. The front door opened downstairs. It was her. She called out, cheerful. Babe? I brought you one of those caramel cold brews you like. I didn't answer. I sat perfectly still in my office, camera unplugged, laptop shut. And for the first time in our entire marriage, I didn't feel like her husband. I felt like her mark. And I made a decision right then. I wasn't confronting her. Not yet. I was going to play dumb, just like she always assumed I was. Because when I hit back, it was going to hurt. That night, I laid beside her in bed, pretending everything was normal. She kissed my cheek, called me babe, told me she missed me while I was gone. Meanwhile, I knew she'd filmed herself with 2 different men in this exact bed. I knew she'd looked straight into a hidden camera, the one she placed herself, and smiled. I stared at the ceiling and forced my breath to stay even. She had no idea. And that was exactly how I wanted it. Because now it was my turn to record. The next day, while she was in the shower, I cloned her phone, synced her iCloud, forwarded her emails to a burner account, installed a keylogger on her laptop. Every photo, every message, every login, mine now. And what I found was worse than I thought. Dozens of payment receipts from anonymous clients. Custom requests. The kind that made my stomach twist. Screenshots of me, with captions like, "He has no idea." Smirking face. She wasn't just lying. She was laughing at me. So I smiled back, because she thought the camera was her secret weapon. She had no idea what I was about to do with it. For the next 7 days I lived 2 lives. Husband by day, hunter by night. While she made smoothies in the kitchen and kissed me goodbye at the door, I was logging into her second life, in silence. I cracked her OnlyFans alias, AliVX. Cute, right? She used a different email, a different photo, even a fake age. But the voice, the room, the sheets, all mine. She posted 3 times a week. Scheduled uploads. Custom content, requests for premium clients. I tracked every message, every payment, every twisted little kink she fulfilled behind my back. She filmed in our bedroom, our shower, our guest room. And every single frame reeked of confidence. Like she thought this would never catch up to her. So I created a fake account, used a fake name, fake photo, VPN, and subscribed. I became one of her top tippers. Left comments, sent messages, requested content. She took the bait. Hey, winky face, thanks for the tip. What kind of stuff are you into? Do you ever shoot with your husband in the house? Does he hear anything? Ever think about showing him what really turns you on? She replied instantly. He's clueless. It's actually kind of fun doing it while he's here. Makes it feel dangerous. I stared at the screen for a full minute. She was getting off on it. Not just cheating. She was weaponizing it. Turning my loyalty into fuel for her secret double life. And I realized something in that moment. She wasn't addicted to sex. She was addicted to power, to secrecy, to living above the rules, to lying so well that even the man who saw her every night couldn't see the monster under her skin. But I saw it now, and I wasn't angry anymore. I was calm, focused, because now I had everything. Screenshots, payments, voice notes, even a video she sent to a client where she says, "If he ever finds out, I'm done. But I don't think he ever will. He's too sweet, too safe." Safe. That was the word that stuck. I wasn't safe anymore. That night, while she slept, I made 3 copies of everything. 2 on encrypted hard drives. 1 on a USB. The USB? That one was going somewhere special. Because in 3 days, it would be our anniversary. She had no idea I had reserved the entire rooftop of the restaurant she loved. No idea I had invited her parents, her sister, her coworkers, a few of my friends, too. She thought we were going to dinner. She had no clue she was walking into her own execution. 3 days. That's how long I smiled in her face, kissed her goodnight, and helped her pick out a dress for a dinner she thought was romantic. Alyssa was glowing. She thought she'd won. She kept talking about how strong we were, how grateful she was for everything I'd done for her. She even posted a throwback photo of our honeymoon with a caption that made me sick. Through it all, love wins. Ring happy early anniversary to my rock. Her followers ate it up. So did I, because that night, she was going to choke on every lie she ever fed me. I arrived at the rooftop early. Everything was set. Long table, candles, champagne. That overpriced view of the skyline she always bragged about. Her parents arrived first, polite, a little confused, but smiling. Her sister came next, then her boss, a few colleagues, even the couple from across the street we always invited to dinner once a year. No one knew what was about to happen, except me and Ben. Ben was my lawyer, but that night, he was my executioner. He had the folder, the flash drive, the NDA waivers, just in case someone tried to sue for emotional distress after what was about to go down. And then she arrived, hair curled, lips red, dressed like she was stepping into a magazine shoot. She looked perfect, like a woman who had no idea her world was seconds from collapse. She kissed my cheek, hugged her parents, made small talk. She laughed. She sparkled. She performed. And I let her. Until dessert. That's when I stood. Everyone went quiet. "I want to thank you all for coming," I said. "Tonight's not just our anniversary. It's the truth." Alyssa blinked, smiled politely. Then I reached into my jacket and pulled out the flash drive. Ben stood beside me and placed a small projector on the table. I wanted to give Alyssa something special, I continued. Something honest, transparent, intimate. She laughed nervously. What is this, babe? I clicked play. The first thing that played was a video of her, in our bedroom, performing for one of her clients. The watermark had her OnlyFans name. Her voice crystal clear. He has no idea I'm doing this while he's downstairs watching TV. Kinda hot, right? Her mother gasped. Her boss went pale. She bolted up. Turn that off. Turn it off. I didn't. The second clip was a message she sent to a subscriber. If he ever finds out, I'm screwed. But I don't think he will. He's way too nice. Sweet little idiot. I paused the video and looked her dead in the eye. Still think I'm the idiot? Silence. She looked around the table, eyes wide, mascara trembling. Her father stood up. What the hell is going on, Alyssa? She couldn't speak. She just froze. Because everything was there, in full color, full sound, in front of the very people who believed she was this sweet, loyal, loving wife. I turned back to the guests. She wasn't just cheating. She was profiting, recording, selling it, using me, our house, and our marriage for content. I slid a final envelope across the table to her boss. Here's everything she filmed on company property, including one of your Zoom calls where she was multitasking. He didn't even open it. He just got up and left. Then one by one, so did the rest. Parents, sister, friends. They didn't scream. They didn't fight. They just left her. Exactly how I planned it. Alyssa sat alone at the table, shaking, muttering something to herself, face drained of all color. I stood over her and whispered, You made a business out of betrayal. I just gave your clients front row seats. Then I left. Didn't look back. Not even once. That night she didn't come home. And I didn't ask where she went. The woman I married was gone. And in her place sat a crumbling shell of a narcissist exposed in front of everyone who once admired her. I imagined her scrolling through her phone at 2 a.m., desperately blocking people, deleting posts, watching her curated image collapse like wet tissue in a storm. But I didn't check. I didn't need to, because the next morning, my phone lit up with messages. One from her sister. Whatever you need, I'm with you. I can't believe she did this. One from her boss. Official termination notice sent this morning. 0 tolerance. And then one from Alyssa. Please, just talk to me. I didn't reply. Not because I didn't have anything to say, but because now I had leverage. See, I hadn't gone public with everything. Not yet. That projector at the anniversary dinner? That was a sample. A taste of what I could do. The full archive, all the files, all the client messages, all the subscription records and payment logs, was sitting neatly on a secure drive. Backed up 3 times. Locked behind passwords only I knew. And I knew how badly she didn't want that going wide. So when she showed up at the house that evening, no makeup, hoodie on, eyes hollow, I let her in. She sat down on the edge of the couch, arms crossed like a scared child. I messed up, she said, voice cracking. I got carried away. I just stared. I didn't think it would go that far, she continued. At first it was just money. Then it was attention. It made me feel powerful. Like I mattered. I stayed silent. Tears welled up in her eyes. But it was stupid. All of it. Please, I'll shut it down. I'll delete the accounts. Just don't destroy me. There it was. The real Alyssa. Not seductive. Not in control. Not smug. Just desperate. What do you want from me? She asked, nearly whispering. I finally spoke. I want you to disappear. Her lip trembled. What? You're going to sign the divorce papers. You're going to walk away with nothing. No house.
No savings.
No split. You forfeit it all. You can't. I can, I said calmly. And if you don't, I'll make sure every one of your subscribers gets a goodbye email. With attachments. She looked like she'd been punched. You'd ruin me. You already did, I said. I'm just balancing the books. She cried, begged, pleaded. But I didn't move. She signed. Everything. and I gave her 48 hours to pack her things and leave. That night, I poured myself a drink, sat in the same chair where I first found the camera, and for the first time in a long time, I felt peace. But one thing still bothered me. There was one name in her client list that I hadn't looked into yet. A repeat tipper. Highest paying subscriber. User. Redwolf_77. I opened the logs, checked the transaction history, and what I found changed everything. I should have stopped digging. I already had everything I needed. She was out of the house, out of my life, legally ruined, emotionally humiliated, financially cut off. But something kept nagging at me. That name, Redwolf_77, kept showing up across her transaction logs. He wasn't just a subscriber. He was the subscriber. Daily tips, direct messages, premium content requests, custom videos, over $12,000 sent in just under 4 months. He had access, VIP-level access, and he always requested the same kind of content. Do it while your husband's home. Talk about how clueless he is. Use his name. Say he'll never know. Felt personal. Too personal. So I dug. Started with the email linked to the account. It was anonymous, of course, masked behind a burner service. But I had her DMs. And Red Wolf had slipped twice. He mentioned a city. He referenced a sports team. He even said once, "You looked amazing in that green dress last weekend. Tell him thanks for the view." Green dress. Last weekend. Anniversary dinner. My stomach dropped. That dress? Alyssa only wore it once in the past year, to our dinner. The dinner where I exposed her. So either he saw it online, or he saw her in person. I cross-checked everything. IP logs, payment cards, names linked to her Dropbox. And then I found it. The username was fake, but the payment method wasn't. The credit card was real. And the name on the card? Darren H. I froze. Darren was my coworker, my team lead. He sat across from me every day, ate lunch with me, asked me about Alyssa all the time. How's the wife? Still got that cute smile, huh? Man, if I were you, I'd never leave the house. It was him. He was Red Wolf. He wasn't just watching my wife. He was guiding her, encouraging her, paying her to betray me, messaging her from his work laptop during meetings we were both in. And that wasn't even the worst part. The folder labeled, "For Red Wolf Only?" Inside were custom videos. Some solo, some not. One of them I hit play was of Alyssa in our kitchen whispering, "He's in the other room. He thinks I'm cooking dinner. I'm not wearing anything underneath this. Red, you better tip extra for this one." And then she turns. And in the reflection of the microwave, he's there. Darren. Shirt off. Watching. Waiting. He wasn't just a viewer. He'd been in my house. My house. I sat there, heart hammering in my chest. The camera in the bedroom. The confidence. The direct, personalized messages. The green dress. It all made sense now. She hadn't just betrayed me. He had too. And if Alyssa thought I was capable of revenge, Darren had no idea what I was about to do to him. Darren. I couldn't even say his name without feeling sick. This was a man I shook hands with, shared coffee breaks with, covered shifts for. He'd met my parents. He was at our wedding. And the whole time, he was watching my wife strip on camera, whispering his name while using mine, and walking into my home like he owned it. I didn't scream. I didn't confront him. I prepared. Step 1, HR. I anonymously sent a digital package to corporate. It included screenshots of Darren's messages to Alyssa, many sent during work hours. Timestamps proving he was using company equipment for personal adult activity. A side-by-side of him shirtless in my kitchen, and his employee headshot. The subject line? Is this who represents your brand? By the end of the week, Darren was no longer with the company. He texted me that night. "Man, something's going on. I think someone's trying to ruin me." I stared at the screen, then typed back,
No, Darren.
"I'm not trying. I already did." Step 2, legal leverage. I filed for an emergency restraining order against both Alyssa and Darren. The grounds? Unauthorized recordings in my home. Invasion of privacy. Exploitation of shared property for profit without consent. Ben helped me fast-track it. We even subpoenaed Alyssa's digital payment records, just to make things stick. Turns out, she used my address for her creator tax forms. She had tied her second life to my name. Now she'd drown with it. Step 3, public exposure. I didn't leak anything explicit. I didn't need to. All it took was one post. A single sentence, no tags, no names. Be careful who you trust. Some people will film in your bed, then sell the video while kissing you goodnight. I attached a blurred screenshot of the hidden camera I'd found. That post exploded. People guessed. People speculated. And eventually, people figured it out. Her old co-workers unfollowed her. Her family blocked her. Her fans turned on her. And Alyssa? She disappeared offline. Deleted her account. Shut down her page. Moved out of state. But I had one more move. The USB. I left it with her. Taped to the inside of a box she forgot in the closet. Labeled only, "Watch this before you disappear." It was a final video I made. Not of her. Of me. Speaking directly to the camera. You thought you were clever. You thought I was weak. You thought the camera gave you power. But you forgot something. I'm the one who found it. I'm the one who watched all of it. And now, I'm the one who walks away clean. You'll never stop looking over your shoulder. I moved on. Sold the house. Got a better job. Started fresh in a city where nobody knew what I'd been through. But sometimes late at night, I think about Alyssa. Wonder if she still flinches when someone says my name. If she still wakes up, checking if a red light is blinking in the dark. Because she built her life around a hidden camera. And in the end, that camera destroyed her. Betrayal doesn't just break your heart. It breaks your pride. He did what many men would only imagine doing. But what about you? Would you have forgiven her? Let me know in the comments. And if real stories like this speak to you, subscribe. This channel is for men who've lived, lost, and learned. Thanks for watching.